Hello everyone, Luke Smith here. Monday the 11th of November, just gone 18 past 10 in the PM. Let's do another Resident Evil file reading. This is of Code Veronica. Main premise of this was a few months after the Raccoon City incident. Obviously Claire, still on the hunt to find her brother, goes to the Umbrella headquarters in Paris, gets captured and gets sent to an island, Rockfort Island, and that's where you start the game. So the playing manual, that's quite a long thing. You get that at the beginning of the game. It's basically how to play the game, so I won't bother reading that. So, Prisoner's Diary. May 13th. This film stinks of death. Based on the information I found, I believe that I'm far south of the equator. Lucky for me, that Bob in the bunk below me is one of those interesting type of guys. May 16th. Today Bob told some crazy story of why he was put in this place with me. Bob said that he used to be a attendant of the head of this place. The boss, named Alfred, supposedly placed him here because of a tiny little mistake. What does that mean? What's going to happen to me? May 20th. Without warning, a group of military men took Bob to the building behind the guillotine stand. At midnight, I'll sneak out of here to see him. I've been hearing that anyone taken to that building never comes back. On top of that, there are these really large plastic bags being constantly removed from that place. I'd better pray for Bob. Body bags. May 21st. I was wrong. I shouldn't have gone there. What was going on in there? All I could hear, they spelt here wrong, was some insanely creepy laughter and the sound of Bob screaming. I don't know what to do. I can't stand thinking about it. There is some errors in here. I think the way this was retyped. Is that going to happen to me? I can't let it. I just can't. May 27th. Since my last entry, all of my fellow inmates has been taken to that building. I know that I am next. It's obvious that we are all here to be used as Alfred's guinea pigs. There's no way out. What am I going to do? And that was in the barracks bunkhouse prison F1. That's the thing, because this is another game with a dark, with some really dark sounding lore. Facility entrance facts. Facts on the facility access application. Please be sure to verify the contents of the following facility access application form and add the applicant's name to the expected visitors list. Chief Prison Guard Room. Paul Steiner. I hereby apply for access permission for Prison Area D. Details follow. Visitor's name, Carl Grisham. Purpose of entry: carrying in the following materials. 1. A new product sample from Metal Industries Co. TG01. 2. Various daily commodities offered by the prison. Note: will use a transportation truck. TG01 sample will be stored in a designated briefcase. I'm basically telling you about this alloy that you need to use. Observation room of the prison, on the workstation on the west wall. Where was the prisoner's diary? On the bunk bed. There you go. TG01 product description. Thank you for your continued support and using our products. This time we gathered the most advanced technologies and have succeeded in creating the unique anti-metal detection alloy TG01 The features cannot be detected by any metal detectors, cannot be pictured by Renault that at the immigration desk. Oh, like the CAT scan sort of thing. You know them body scanners that you go through at the airport. It's them. Lightweight yet durable. We plan to develop various weapons utilising this innovative new alloy. We enclosed a sample for you to review. We look forward to hearing from you regarding possible business opportunities. Metal Industries Corporation, Chief Development Planning, Carl Redhill. And that was in the graveyard of the prison. Inside the briefcase you'll receive from the burning truck wreckage. So yeah, this will come with the alloy in the briefcase. User's Manual. 3D Duplicator User's Manual. Our new product, the 3D Duplicator, consists of two parts. 3D Scanner portion. This portion scans a 3D object. Simply place the material you want to have scanned into the tray of the scanner. The scanned object will be processed into 3D data which will be transferred to the duplicator portion. If you place the material you wish to have converted on the machine, you can begin conversion based on the 3D data that was created by the 3D scanner portion. The conversion will be executed with complete data accuracy. The result will be an object precisely true to the original. So that's how you do. How you need to place a metal object in there that you find, and have it like done in this specific alloy to get through the metal detectors to unlock the exit out of the prison. Now it's in the security corridor of the prison on the table in the middle of the workshop area. This is very similar to how like 3D printing works and like scanners in general. Pass number memo. The emergency lock system in the biology experiment room can be released with a 4-digit pass number. I hope you haven't forgotten about it already. I have just received an order from the system administrator requesting us to change the pass number periodically. What bothers me is that you often lose important memos, pass numbers, or even chemicals. So, in an attempt to solve the problem, I come up with an idea. You know that red human skeleton picture in the back of the biology experiment room? I have decided to use the number signed on the picture as the pass number. If you happen to lose the memo, just use the picture. Well, I don't think you would ever need to use the emergency pass number anyway, but just in case, now you know. Take it easy, Mr. Careless. Now it's in the observation room of the military training facility on the table. Secretary's note. 4 years has passed since I began serving Mr. Alfred, or Sir Alfred. He doesn't trust anyone. Even though I'm his attendant, I am strictly prohibited from entering his private house. What's the problem anyway? They say that he lives with his twin sister Alexia in his private house on the hill. Occasionally I've seen someone standing by the window of the house. It may have been Alexia, whose extreme beauty is often talked about. I once asked Sir Alfred about this, but it only enraged him. Even though I was his attendant, he did not show me any lenience. If I asked about her again, I could put my life at risk. After all, it's a mystery why he is so desperately tries to keep his private life with Alexia a secret. Robert Dawson. That's the thing, is because he is a very creepy guy. So like, it's basically comparing him with like Chief Brian Irons, who's the worst. They're both as bad as each other, but at least like, I don't think Alfred Ashford took bribes from anyone. He just owns a military facility. Secretary's office of the Palace 2F on the coffee table in the middle of the room. Memo to new master. Sir Alfred, congratulations on your succession as master of the Ashford family. I hereby present you with an earthenware vase, according to the Ashford family tradition. As you may know, this tradition first began when a butler presented a golden teacup as a commemorative to Veronica as founder of the Ashford family. Her intelligence and beauty are legendary. The second and third masters, Stanley and his son Thomas, were also presented by similar teacups. It was their hope to achieve glory as Veronica did before them. The position as family master then shifted from Sir Thomas to his twin brother Sir Arthur. It then went to Sir Edward, your grandfather. That was when the Ashford family enjoyed its golden age. It was also Sir Edward's achievement that established the large chemical enterprise Umbrella Incorporated. So yeah, this ties it into Umbrella. In other words, it's another Umbrella facility. Rockford Island is like Sheena Island. However, when Sir Edward passed away and your father Sir Alexander succeeded the position, the glorious Ashford family gradually began to sink. I sincerely hope that the Ashford family regains its glory with your guidance, just as this vase continues to shine eternally. Scott Harmon, butler of the Ashford family. Now, if you read that, it is a puzzle. In the portrait room, you have to press the buttons in the corresponding order of this file. And it reveals the vase, and you look inside the vase and it gives you a ant, ornament ant. Family portrait room, Palace F1, on the ledge below the portrait of Alfred. That was the one I just read, wasn't it? Yeah. Alexandra's memo. Oh, there you go. My father Edward discovered a mother virus in cooperation with Lord Spencer, who was a nobleman. They studied it for the purpose of military use. Eventually their study took shape. They named a variation of the mother virus the T virus. Yeah, so T virus was the actual mother virus of the progenitor virus. To camouflage their research, they established Umbrella Chemical Incorporated. I majored in biogenics and have been involved with a top secret project supporting my father's research. However, my research went through a difficult phase my father died in the middle of the project. Let me just check my recording levels quick. Yep, that's fine. We are now at a major disadvantage against the other researchers, as there is great competition in the field of T-virus research. I have disgraced the honourable name of the Ashford family that as our great ancestor Veronica established. If nothing is done, Umbrella will be taken over by Spencer. I must expedite the project to its fullest without being detected by Spencer. After much thought, I decided to establish a large-scale research facility. It will be located in the transport terminal that I created using the abandoned mine in the Antarctic. Within the facility, I'll have a room built. It will be very similar to the design of my mansion, the legacy of the late Trevor. I will be able to cherish my sweet memories there. For security reasons, this confidential project will be given a code name. It is the name of the beautiful ancestor of the Ashford family, Veronica, whom I wish to revive so badly. I am confident that my research of the facility will be as glorious as her name, and that honour will be restored to the Ashford family once again. And that was in the office of the Antarctic Transport Terminal B2 on the cabinet in the north wall between the desk and the item box. Yeah, like I said, this is not in order of any means, so yeah. Alfred's diary. January 30th. There is a sealed room in the hallway located inside the Antarctic facility. I don't know what is hidden there, but I do know how to get in. I will use the 3 jewels that each of us that each one of our 3 family members wears as proof of being legitimate descendants of the Ashford family. The only problem is I don't know how to gain permission of my father's proof. February 17th. Pretty much gaps in all this. I finally succeeded in entering the sealed room. I could never have imagined that such an insane secret existed regarding the birth of both Alexia and myself. I hate my father, the fool, Alexander. Now it is obvious that we were merely created in an attempt to cover my father's blunder. I can never trust him again. I must regain the glory of the Ashford family with my sister. I have nothing to be afraid of as long as Alexia is with me. March 3rd. Alexia carried out the experiment on the human body that we have been talking about. Our useless father must be happy now since he can finally contribute to the Ashford family. They experimented on him, in other words. The only thing is we should be careful about is that the butler Harmon does not become wise to our activities. April 22nd. The experiment resulted in a failure. Our father was useless after all. Even worse, he turned into a dangerous monster that was completely out of control. Nosferatu, he turned into. Like, that's the name they gave him anyway. We tied him down and locked him up in an underground prison cell. However, Alexia seems to be close to a solution. Beyond all my expectations, she now says that she wishes to conduct the experiment on her own body. Bearing in mind that she was actually 12 when she did this, and she was very intelligent as well. Like one of the most brainiest people in the world. On top of that, she feels that she must be kept asleep for 15 years in order to accomplish the experiment. Thanks to that idiot, I can't see my dear Alexia for as long as 15 years. Alexia is going to sleep with all of her trust reliant upon me. Now I am the only one who can protect Alexia. That was in the office Antarctic Transport Terminal. Available when you're playing as Chris. This is located inside the locked cupboard. Use the halbert to unlock. And that also gets you a couple of other items as well. Alloy report. Enhanced anti-decay alloy. Oh damn, this is like from the very beginning of the game again. Told you this is all out of order. Although we plan to utilise the advanced anti-decay alloy called Deltoid to create the storage capsule of the new BOW, we had to cancel the plan. This is primarily based on the fact that despite its excellent resistance to all kinds of liquids, including strong acids, it's easy to dissolve when soaked in a mixture of the 2 chemicals, Clement Alpha and Clement Sigma. Okay, this is like, yeah, this is in the research, the training facility again. I remember now. Due to the lethal nature of the new BOW, we cannot be too careful in choosing the material for their storage capsule. We have instead decided to use the deltoid to create a plate portion of the eagle plate which shines in indigo blue. Clement information. The alpha type is used is used for gun maintenance and possesses no conspicuous characteristics. However, the Sigma type will change its colour to blue at a certain temperature. It's an odd coincidence that the temperature is exactly the same date as the completion of this training facility. That's the actual temperature that you need to set the fridge to, the freezer. Based upon our analysis of the Sigma type, we believe that the Clement possesses more features. As new information is learned, we will update this file, and that is in the garage of the military training facility. As your plan is Chris, in Chris's portion of the game, it's on the table at the end of the upper walkway. What's this? And something? No, I can't pronounce that. There's a demon inside my mind. I can't control the fierce impulses that the demon sometimes drives me to act upon. It's a brutal ceremony with the demon next to me. I enjoy watching people agonize in pain, screaming and convulsing repeatedly as they die. But Sir Alfred was kind enough to acknowledge me and give me the facilities, chemicals and equipment necessary to study everything. I must never betray Sir Alfred's kindness. It is especially crucial that no one discovers the sacred place that only he and I know about. I swear the basement of this medical building will be kept secret. Of course, I keep the key to the sacred place with me at all times. Even if an outsider sees it, they will never be able to tell that it is the key. I must remember that my life ends when I lose Sir Alfred's trust, and that's in the clinic of the prison. It's basically where they took Bob to torture him. Butler's letter. Sir Alfred, please forgive me, as I must tell you of my abrupt departure by leaving this letter. I first served your father, Lord Alexander, and have for so long shared in the joys and sorrows of the Ashford family. Lord Alexander disappeared unexpectedly 15 years ago. That was when they turned him into a monster. Then an accident during the experiment took the life of our dear Alexia. You were forced to become the master of this family at a very young age, and nearly lost your sanity from the sorrows of having lost all of your family members at once. There was nothing I could do, and I felt powerless. I first thought that I should kill myself to apologise, and I then realised that it would be an insult to our dear Lord Alexander and Alexia in the other world. That was Scott Harmon, the butler of the Ashford family. That's the thing, is like he didn't actually know the truth. It's like he only knew what he knew, and that was in the office of the Antarctic Transport Terminal, in the locker, in the hidden area behind the bookcase. Confession letter. Alexia, my sister, is a genius and possesses unmatched beauty. She is everything to me. I could overcome any obstacle and would be willing to risk my life for her. For Alexia, I must revive the glorious Ashford family, which fell during the era of my father, Alexander. Together we will restore our family name. Once that has been achieved, I will build a palace where only nobles may gather. I cannot allow the unwashed to see my dear Alexia, to whom my life is devoted to. When she regains the world as queen, I will revive as our servant. That is my dream. How sweet will that be? Those accomplishments will be proof of my love towards Alexia. It is the purpose of my existence. all other people are meaningless, and they shall prostrate themselves before Alexia and I, devoted to my beloved Alexia. Alfred Ashford. Yeah, it's a bit weird. He is. Private study in the private residence of the B4F. On the top of the shelves on the east side of the room, push the item box to reach it. You also get a proof which helps you escape the island with Claire for that. Hunk's report. Attention, Mr. Alfred Ashford, head of the facility. Today, at 16:32, I arrived successfully from the Umbrella Transport Base with a large-scale BOW capsule. Extreme care was taken during transport, and all 108 checkpoints were confirmed condition green, in accordance with standard procedures. It is currently being stored in a freezer. There's only one thing I don't understand. We are normally assigned to special missions. Why was we ordered to transport a frozen capsule this time? This is a tyrant, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure. I understand that this may be classified as top secret, but without knowledge of the contents, our safety could be at risk during transport. This is especially important if the contents are potentially harmful. We would like to ask you to provide us with more information. Should we be assigned similar missions in the future? I still remember the good old days I spent in the military training centre. Nothing has changed since then. We will gear up for the next mission today at 11 p.m. Special Forces, Umbrella Special Forces Unit Hunk. So in other words, Hunk trained on this facility. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it is a military training facility, so it would be. Umbrella meeting room of the palace of the place 1F. On the desk next to the projector screen on the east side of the wall. Message card. My dear brother, I firmly believe that the glory of the Ashford family will be revived through your courage and strength as an honoured soldier. Yours faithfully, Alexia Ashford. Now it was in Alfred's bedroom of the private residence on the desk. Newspaper clip. A 10-year-old girl genius graduated at the top of her class from a prestigious university. The International Corporation Umbrella Chemical Incorporated offered her the position of head researcher. Now it's in the private study, the 4th floor, on the top of the wooden steps. So she was like 10 and she's like so intelligent back in them days. Where was I? There we go. No, this one. Queen Ant report. After discovering the remains of an ancient virus within the genes of a queen ant, I have been consenting on the research of ants. The ecosystem of the ants seems truly ideal to me. There is one queen ant in each anthill, and the soldier and worker ants are the queen's slaves. They dedicate their lives to the queen. The death of the queen ant means the doom of the entire anthill. However, the soldier and worker ants can be easily replaced as long as the queen ant is alive. This is exactly the same relationship between myself and my ignorant masses. I have succeeded in creating the ideal virus by implanting the queen ant's gene into the mother virus that Spencer found. So yeah, like with Resident Evil 0, it was leeches. Code Veronica, it's ants. Where was I? That one there. Yeah. I used my otherwise useless father as a test subject. However, as I expected, the virus caused a rapid change in his cells, triggering the complete destruction of his brain cells and body's flesh. Furthermore, a special type of poison gas was generated inside his body that the blue herb had no effect on. Because of this, I created an antidote in case of an emergency, and stored it inside the weapon/chemical warehouse on the second basement floor. I have decided to name this virus with unimaginable potential the T. Veronica virus. When I find out how I can fully utilise the power of this wonderful virus, my great research will finally be complete. Alexia Ashford. And that's basically telling you where to get the antidote for the poison if you get poisoned in the Nosferatu fight. But there is a way to not get poisoned, just keep the hell away from him. But if you do get poisoned, then it's an extra 10 minutes trying to get the stuff with Chris. And that was in Alexia's study, Antarctic Transport Terminal B6, on the desk. Security file. The Ashford family is a most important secret is kept at this lab. As a safety precaution, I have installed the self-destruct device in the control room and have placed the activation code inside of the computer. Once inputted, all the door locks will be released to provide easy access to escape routes. By using the elevator that directly connects to the hangar, one should be able to escape from the lab easily. Please remember that I have used the name of my beautiful ancestor for the activation code. Glory to the Ashfords, Alexander Ashford. That was in the detection centre, Antarctic Transport Terminal B4, on the ground next to the cannon on the upper level. So in other words, Veronica is the name of the it is the code for that. Veronica report. After many long years of research, I finally identified the inheritance element that administers the intelligence of man. I even succeeded in manipulating the absolute value of intelligence artificially by recomposing the base element of the element. I then sampled the gene of our great ancestor, manipulated its element, and then implanted it into a unfertilized egg of a surrogate mother. Then what I didn't expect was that twins, a boy and girl, was born. The boy had a higher intelligence than normal, but not high enough for him to be considered a genius. However, the girl had unmatched intelligence that easily allowed her to be classified as a genius. She was exactly what I have been looking for the revival of our great ancestor. I already determined the names of their names. The girl's name, Alexia, and the boy's name, Alfred. I am certain Alexia will elevate the name of the Ashford family to extreme glory. Alexander Ashford. In other words, these are test tube babies. Well, not test tube, but they've been put into a fertilised egg, and yeah, I'm pretty sure test tube babies. Yep. Like the egg actually come from Veronica, the ancestor, which I'm guessing when she died, they basically took her eggs and kept it frozen for later use, it sounds like. T. Veronica Lab, Antarctic Transport Terminal B4, in one of the seats on the control panel. Virus Research Report. Work continues on the T. Veronica virus, which I extracted from the Queen Ant. The more research I've conducted on it, the more I am impressed on how much potential it has. I have finally implanted the virus into my own body, and have discovered how to fully utilise this power. I will avoid making the mistake that I made on my father. I will suppress the activity of the virus at an ultra low temperature, so that my cells will change slowly. My calculations indicate that it will take 15 years before my body will gain immunity, and and become able to coexist with this virus. Until then, I will have no choice but to trust the capsule that I will be in. To that inept, loyal soldier ant who is my brother. For me to obtain unlimited power, some risks must be taken. When I awaken, I will be clean, and the Veronica virus will be unleashed upon the entire world by my children. That's the thing, is like the ants. It's just like millions of ants. Every last creature on Earth will exist to serve me. At that time, the world will achieve the perfect ecosystem, just like an anthill, but on a much grander scale. Alexia Ashford. So she even hated her own brother. It's like she thought he was scum to her. Alexia's lab, Antarctic Transport Terminal B6, on the console underneath the large screen on the north side of the room. Worker's diary. October 30th. When I joined Umbrella Incorporated, I thought that I would be able to live a carefree life for the rest of my life, being employed by this large corporation. It was a joke that I ended up being a driver at this place. I got a fucking driver job. I asked for a position change, but they completely ignored me. It feels more like a prison. Work is extremely demanding, and there is no fun about it. I'd rather be dead. Well, as long as you're earning money. November 3rd. My hard-earned vacation was cancelled suddenly. I heard they failed to secure enough manpower due to a mistake made by facility head Alfred. That fool doesn't deserve forgiveness. He doesn't even trust us like human beings. November 5th. I heard an interesting story from a guy who has been working here for 8 years. He must be awfully patient. He said that there is a man who has been confined for over 10 years, locked up in a cell deep below here. People call him Nosferatu, that's Alexander, and they are definitely afraid of him. What an absurd story. November 10th. At midnight I woke up to an ominous growling that seemed to be coming from deeper underground. I'm so pathetic to have been frightened by such a foolish story. Then again, I suppose anyone would have a hard time maintaining their sanity if they were confined to a place like this. That was in the workers' bunkhouse of the Antarctic Transport Terminal B1, on the table in the northwest corner of the room. That would be scary, listening to that all night. That would be horrible. Passage memo. Secret passage memo. The underground passage which leads to the mansion where Alexia and I live has been badly damaged. Although I can never allow the unwashed to see Alexia, I can't go on using the underground waterway that those local people made either. Oh yes, I think I'll have those prisoners build a bridge. It must be a glorious bridge that benefits the perfection that is Alexia. Isn't it? It's a tatty bridge, by the way. It's not that great. Of course, I must kill everyone who's involved in the construction of the bridge after it is done, so that no one will know about the existence of our mansion. But that is okay, as I have no problems executing such matters. This guy's a fucking monster. Once the bridge is complete, I will seal the mansion entrance door at the end of the underground waterway. The entrance of the waterway is locked by a diorama trick, ensuring the secrecy of our mansion. Alfred Ashford. That was in the diorama room in the military training facility, F1. Appears when you are playing as Chris. On the compartment behind the picture, use the tank object on the diorama to reveal. And the IJ's diary, this is the longest one. During a heavy squall, a girl in a red outfit was brought to this island of Rockfort, my home. What could she have possibly done? I've been living here for quite some time now, but many who are brought to this island, Sodom, Salem, leave alive. Although the sounds of guns and fire soldiers appeared, there is nothing going on. So I went to the prison, but the girl in red was nowhere in sight. I hurried to the military training facility. The man of Rockford Island was attacking her relentlessly. How stupid of me. I got too close and almost got myself smashed by the shutters. But thanks to my natural agility, I was able to get out of the situation and get outside. Anyone other than me wouldn't have been so lucky. Again, I was able to find the girl in red. There she was in front of the residence. Then from behind her appeared a man in blonde hair. As he called to her, he approached her in a friendly manner and started saying something to her. It happened abruptly. The man in blonde hair started to hurt the girl in red. I have to save her, I thought to myself. But the man in the blonde hair went away. Who is that man in the blonde hair? What did he want from the girl in red? A self-destruct announcement and emergency siren warned the end of Rockford Island. I hurried to the hangar of the transport. The transport we were on took off as everything exploded into flames. With my neck risking effort, the girl in red slammed the monster out into the open sky. Sure enough, she was a Valkyrie, a goddess of destruction. I couldn't believe it. The transport landed in the base in the icy Antarctica. There we go. And on top of all that, the transport that landed before us built tons of the T-virus on everything alive. Had it already turned into zombies. If I stayed, there was no way I could stay alive. I had to find a way out of here quickly. I parted with the girl in red. I started searching the base to see if there was anything I could use. As I was resting in the dark, someone was coming. Whoever it was right there. The door suddenly closed and there was no escape. I kept slamming on the doors. Then the door opened. I exploded out of there, but I was no chicken. I stopped to turn around and there she was, a girl in red, standing looking at me. Where was this place? I was stuck in a room with an elevator and an old cannon. Where was I supposed to go? I was stranded. I felt endless despair when the blonde-haired man with the sunglasses appeared. He had the girl in an arm lock. Then a man in a black vest come running after them. The man with the blonde hair disappeared from the prison cell with the girl. The man in the black vest followed them, so I hurried to chase after them. It was a grueling fight, head to head. Was the man who knew the girl? Was the man who knew that girl a monster? The fight looked like it could last forever. Then suddenly there was an explosion which interfered the fight. That was my last chance. I had to get out of there. I snuck through the hatch of the sub as it was about to close. Finally, I was released from the world of death, and I was able to come back to a world where despair and power ruled. D.I.J. And that was in the battle game. Like, you basically play the battle game and you find it in one of the lockers. And you know that rat who keeps appearing in the game? That's basically him, and he's basically telling the story from his perspective. A curious file describing a different perspective on the events that happened during the course of the game. D.I. Gate is actually a mouse who you happen to see at several points of the game. For existence, he is the mouse that bursts out of the locker in the Antarctic facility. This file can only be acquired in the battle mode side game. That's a nice little bonus. It's like really interesting file, that is. So yeah, that has been it for today's video. No video tomorrow, but on Wednesday I'm planning on doing a review. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.